This is just a quick demo of the smart clicker using the app. And so here we've got two smart clickers connected to a feeder. And the way, once we've connected it, there are different ways to use the smart clicker. Number one, you press the right button and that will trigger a feeder if it's connected to a feeder. And so just by pressing the right button or even the left button, either one will trigger it. Now, if you change the mode on the app, you'll see the little C. So I'm down here on this smart clicker number 3. So if I change this, open this C up, there we go. And I'm going to reset. So now this is counting criteria. So now we can use the left and right button differently. The right button will dispense a treat and fire the marker sound, but it will also keep track of the total number of successes. If we push the left button like that, it does track that as a miss or a failure to meet criteria, but it doesn't trigger the feeder. So right button triggers the feeder, and my puppy thinks this is really good to do tutorials like this. If I push the left button, nothing. So I'm pushing the left button, no treats. I know Annie. She's not very happy about that. So now I'm going to push it, so I'm saying she hit criteria, which might be touching something or sitting. But if you're a clicker trainer, you know all about setting criteria. The trouble is keeping track of it. This is the criteria counter. Right button, if you've got the C open, the C has to be open for this to function. Left button, it keeps track of the data but does nothing else. It doesn't make the marker sound or the feed. So that's the C function. Now there's another function in the smart clicker, and that is the tilt mode. If you press and hold the left button until the light comes on, now it has just entered in tilt mode. And you'll see the app indicates that it's entered in tilt mode. Now if we move the smart clicker, see, I turned it and it fires. Now you can change the settings for the smart clicker by going to the little gear. So if I open up the gear, I can change the name. I hit save, and now I have two parameters, P1 and P2. P1 is the sensitivity setting. If you make it 40 or less, it's super sensitive. You can actually trigger the feeder by walking across the floor. So I think I'd love to see some folks come up with some creative ideas using that. P2 is the second parameter, and that controls how long the unit will wait, the smart clicker will wait before it will allow another tilt to trigger it. So if the dog whacks it once, you don't want him to hit it right again, or if it's a ball rolling across the floor, you only want the first trigger. That's the number of seconds after the first trigger before another one will be allowed in. Hit save, and now those are saved off. So this clicker is in tilt mode, so if it gets moved, it's going to fire the feeder. To take it back out of tilt mode, I press and hold the left button until the light comes on, and the light is on, and now it's back in the manual trigger mode, so it will not trigger. One more thing to tell you about. I don't know if you're going to use this very often, but if you press and hold the right button, hold it down, you'll see the light comes on. Now what happened is we went back to normal mode. All units start off in power save mode. See the light flash when you push the button? If you want the LED light to come on every time you push the trigger, the left or the right, that LED will flash just to tell you it's working. But that uses up a lot of power, believe it or not. So we don't advise you using that, but it's there and available. To go back into power save mode, press and hold the right button until the light flashes. There it went green. To test it, press it, and there was no flash. So that's the power save mode. To refresh or to go back over everything one more time, right button triggers the feeder, left button will trigger it also, unless you've got the C mode on, in which case the left button will not trigger the feeder. Power save mode is operated by the right button, and you can go in and out of the tilt mode by press and hold the left button. And that is a quick overview of operation of the smart clicker. Thank you. And Annie thanks you too. Annie, thank you.